Hi, everyone. Anybody out there hear me? Please tell me you can hear me. Okay. Shout up if you are in and you can hear me. Hi, ladies. Hi, Katinka. Hi, Mrs. Miggins. And hello, Sandy. How are you all? Hope you're well. Hi, Anna Karen and Diamond Painting Trucker. Hi there. How you doing? Hope we're all well. I know that there's another live stream Frost Tube going on tonight, so I don't know how many of you will be in, but you know, you're all obviously very welcome. As you can see, I've got my Autumn Waltz out tonight. Been working on this one for most of the day today, and you know, want to get a little extra stitching done on her. So hi, Daphne. And thanks all for coming in. New Year's, well, not New Year's Eve, New Year's Eve. It's lovely to see you in here. So I hope we've had a good Christmas week. Mine did seem to improve. My stepdad's out of hospital, which is good news. Things just seem to be settling down a little bit now. He'll be over New Year for some food on New Year's Day. But yeah, I've put out a whip parade today. Don't know if you've seen that. So what we're all working on. And do we have plans for tomorrow evening? We are just going to have, it's just us, a little bit of a sort of a buffet evening, and you know, they'll sort of graze all evening. I shall just have my regular meals, try and stay on my diet plan as much as I can. And yeah, just carry on like that and keep stitching. Hi, Rosemary. So yeah, we're gonna have a nice evening, I think, tomorrow, just a few of us. And like I said, my stepdad will be here New Year's Day, and we'll have a nice lunch. But yeah, Sandy, you're working on your Deer Creek stocking. 27.69, smashing, good progress. Keep going, keep adding them stitches in. I've just had a quiet day today, stitching for most of it, and obviously filmed my whip parade as well. It's been chucking it down with rain here. Oh, this camera's not playing the game tonight, is it? It's been chucking it down with rain here for most of the, certainly for much of the afternoon. And I heard it about half an hour ago. It was absolutely bouncing. Thanks, Mrs. Miggins. Yes, we're very glad he's improving too. He came out of hospital Boxing Day evening after a sort of a few hours wait for his medications. It took a while for them to obviously get to him because given that it was, at the Christmas break. But yeah, settled him back at home with his dog. And I think the cat was quite relieved because the cat and the dog don't get along. So, but I have to say, I mean, both of the pets were very good. The cat sort of bore being upstairs for much of the time, and the dog bore being down here for much of the time because the dog, given a chance, will go and lay on the bed. So, but yeah, things getting more normal. Can you just send Lauren a message, please, to calm her down? She's getting a bit ridiculous up there. Start Steampunk Tiger Christmas Day. Oh, where's that one from? Is that a CrossFit Studio one? Mrs. Miggins. Stitching on. It came upon a midnight clear by Jan Hicks. That's Anna Karen. Oh, sounds good. And I've just had a message pop through on Facebook. Because the lovely Catherine is not able to comment on YouTube because of how she watches the videos, but she often messages me during my lives on Facebook, and I've just managed to catch this one. And she's working on London and getting ready for next year to start on new ones for her daughters. So it sounds like some of you have got plans already for next year. You all know mine. No new starts, and I'm going to win that one.
Yeah?
Yep. I am going to win that one, Andy. I'm sorry. You need to learn not to make a bet with me.
No,
Chatting Creations.
Well.
No, it doesn't end well for you, does it, love? It ends up costing you a fortune. So I had both Andy and Lauren participate in my live stream today, although Lauren spent most of the time looking back at it. When I always watch them through before I publish my videos. Because then if I do need to make any corrections, I pop them in a pinned post. Lauren spent most of the time on a tablet and yawning. I think she'd been texting with her friends until late last night. But it is Christmas holidays. She's not back in school until a week on Monday. So I don't mind her stopping up a bit, but I do mind it. At the moment, I can hear her giggling her head off upstairs on a voice call. And she's getting a bit daft. I can hear her. So whatever's going on, you think you might need to nip up to her, Andy, because I don't think she's caught that message. I might
have to, yes.
Yeah.
Because these messages I'm sending her are
not getting through.
Replies.
Yeah. Hi, Woo Woo.
So.
Mrs. Miggins says, yes, Andy, I will win. Sorry, dear. Daphne, finally settling down for the rest of the day working on Game of Thrones with all the characters from the series, and we've been putting new flooring in the kitchen and living room. Oh, blimey, that's a busy new year then for you, Daphne. And Game of Thrones, interesting. It's one of the series I've never watched. I'm a Lord of the Rings fan, but I've never watched Game of Thrones. I think my stepdad put me off it, actually. But you never know. One day I might actually sit and watch it.
I've never seen a single episode either. It's not something that interests me.
I've never seen a single episode of Friends either. Definitely in a minority, I think, with that.
I only really know one Friends scene.
I don't know any. So you know one more than me, dear.
Pivot. Friends fans will get
Thinking of doing a new start tomorrow night, first year alone with my fiance. Diamond Painting Trucker, what will your potential new start be? Hi, Betsy. How are you? Over there in the USA. Oh, tell me as well about the weather where you are. We've got throwing it down with rain here. So tell me about the weather where you are too. Betsy's in Virginia. So a bit of an international audience. Definitely a little quieter in here tonight, which is understandable because Theresa's got a live stream going on as well. And those of you who are here, please don't forget that next Sunday we start at 7:30 instead of 8. So not tomorrow, a week tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. And then, we might even squeak in a touch more stitchy time. And there we go. Either Stitching Shelf, Max Colour, or the Great Library. Ooh, tough choice. Rain and strong winds in the West Midlands. Yeah, not surprising that because we're rain and wind here. To be fair, I haven't actually gone outside today, but I've heard it sort of battering against my window. Yeah, it's not pleasant, is it? We're just having storm after storm here in the UK at the moment. It just seems like literally one, then another, and then another. So Betsy, mostly sunny, 48 degrees and pretty windy after 4 days of rain and fog. At least you have some sunshine there, Betsy. Snowing for Katinka. Unsurprising there, Katinka, seeing as you are in Europe. Daphne, we're all done on the floor and I've not seen Game of Thrones. Oh, right. Oh, so you're doing it for your husband. Right. Okay. So Diamond Painting Trucker says, should she do the Stitching Shelf Max Colour or the Great Library Supersized Max Colour? Place your votes in the chat for her. And Sandy, you've got rain and wind in Southampton. I suspect it's coming off the channel as well. But yeah, it's definitely not nice here. Oh. Guess what, guys and gals? I've got a frog.
Oh.
It's unusual for me. Thought it didn't look right. I normally catch it much earlier. That's reading comments.
It'll do that to you,
I think the last time I had to sort of frog more than a couple of stitches was like a few years ago. I was working on my brother's motorbike. And I did 300 stitches on 25 count 1/1. And I used bright white instead of Blanc. I used B5200 instead of Blanc. Oh, I was so mad. I put it in timeout. Put it in timeout for about a fortnight. My brother's like, have you got any more done yet? And I'm like, it's in timeout. I've had real difficulty threading needles today as well. It just seems like, whenever I've tried to thread a needle, is that in the right place? Yes, it is. Every time I try to thread a needle, it's I've not been able to do it. This is Miggins. Never watched Game of Thrones either. Watched maybe 2 episodes of Friends. Couldn't see the humour. Yeah. Anna Karen says, both shelves are beautiful. Hey, Diamond Painting Trucker, you might end up starting 2. Betsy, happy to see the sun. We set an all-time record in December, 8.5+ inches of rain. Holy moly. So another vote there for Stitching Shelf for you, Diamond Painting Trucker. Katinka, the Great Library gets her vote. Ooh. So there you go. Oh, it's getting close. I invested in some good needles. Already lost 3 in less than a week. It's for some reason I've got some bohin needles, and even though they are quite small bohins, I've been able to thread in 2/2. You know, thread in two strands. But today I've just not been able to. Don't know why. But luckily I've got some slightly larger, thicker needles with a bigger eye. The only problem is, though, that I can feel that the eye's got a burr on it. So just being a bit careful and keeping the lens short. Got my Tunisian crochet hooks. So I went to Hobbycraft. They didn't have any. So Amazon to the rescue. I'll show them in my next floss tube, but I got a set of knitting needle sized metal ones, and then a set of bamboo ones that are like they have like the circular needle, you know, the plastic on the circular needle. So I'm looking forward to having a bash with those. Went to my cousin's funeral yesterday. I have never seen, we have a quite a large crematorium here in Rotherham. I think it seats about 250, something like that. Andy will be able to have a look and tell me better, if you wouldn't mind.
I'll do my best.
And it was packed for my cousin, which just shows what a very well thought of and well respected man he was. And I saw some of my relatives that I've not seen for a while.
161.
Oh, 100, is that all? I thought it was more than
That
that.
includes the balcony.
Oh, so 161, and it was packed. I'm surprised at that. I thought it would have been more.
The balcony that you stood on, according to this, was replaced in 2018.
I know.
Which increased the capacity from 110.
I know that because I went to my great uncle Jack's funeral there when I was expecting Lauren, and the balcony was very small back then, and I noticed that it was a lot bigger. I knew it had been replaced.
250 grand it cost.
Not surprised. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I have to start one tomorrow for last new start of 2023, and then one on the 1st for New Year new start. Yep. There you go. See both of them get votes, then that's what you need to do. Weight loss update this week. So we've had Christmas week. Saturday before Christmas, I had Chinese food to take away. Sunday, I had some buffet food. Monday, it was Christmas Day. So, you know, I had a glass of wine and I had cheese and so on and so forth. And I still lost 1.5 pounds. So 3 stone, 12.5 gone. And yeah, managed to shift £1.50 on Christmas week, which I don't think were bad. I was pretty chuffed with that. And £1.50, and I get my 4 stone off award. So and I still have about the same amount to lose again. I might not look like I have, but the scales tell me something different. Taking your whip count from 4 to 6 in 2 days, Diamond Painting Trucker. I've got 10 at the moment. And I was watching Alara's channel the other day because I saw this New Start parade come up. And I was absolutely gobsmacked that she's going to be starting 230 something projects in this upcoming year. I know some of them are only little ones like ornaments and stuff, but I was like, whew, and I was worried I'd got 10. So going from 4 to 6 is a tiny, tiny drop in the ocean. Thanks, Mrs. Miggins, and thanks, Sandy. Yep, I'm working hard at it, and I'm keeping going because I'm determined to get this weight gone. I've dragged it around for long enough, you know, where it started to affect me physically. And lockdown was not kind, and I was not kind to myself either. But I put on quite a bit of weight during lockdown, so yeah, definitely time to shift it. And I got myself a nice little book, and I got some sticky dots for it so I can, because I haven't got enough space on the walls and cupboards to put my certificates. So I've got a nice little book with some dots to put all my weight loss certificates in. So I've got it as a keepsake and as a constant reminder as well. Thanks, Diamond Painting Trucker. Just to keep going. So I've already had some lovely comments on my whip parade. So again, thank you all for your comments. And if you've not seen it, go and have a look after this. I put it out today. It's only about half an hour long, but it's my 10 projects where I've had a photo of it from last year. I've shown the photo. Andy's edited in pictures for me. But other than that, you know, it shows my 10 projects, the progress I've made, and then my current Gecko Rouge stash. So yeah, go and take a look. I mean, I'm just going back to Alara's. She had a whip parade, and then she had a New Start parade, which were in 2 segments. And it was like about 6 hours worth of video between the 3. Hello, Floricat. Happy New Year to you too. I hope you're all well. Oh, I've got another message, just bear with me. I think it's Lauren. Okay. Can't find my tab. That's there. Hi, Sharon. So we've already chatted about a multitude of bits and bobs. So, but let us know what you're stitching on and what your weather's like. Of course, it's chucking it down here. And the same for you as well, Florica. But let us know where you are, what you're stitching on, and what's the weather like. Because it's pretty horrific at the moment. You were doing your dishes. Don't worry, Sharon, it's fine. Got to get them done, because otherwise you'll only be there when you finish watching the live stream, and who wants to be washing up at, 9:30 or whatever.
Been there.
Right, nothing worse than doing dishes. Not my favourite hobby.
You don't do them, I do.
I do them when you're not here, thank you very bloody much. I do them sometimes in the morning and all.
Well, that's me told, isn't it?
Yep. Certainly is.
I do them mostly, though.
Yeah, you do them mostly. But just because you do them mostly doesn't mean that I never do. Sharon stitching on the lanterns. It was a rotten morning and early afternoon, but it's dry now, so I've got to walk. It's been quite cold as well. I mean, obviously the wind hasn't helped, but it has been cold. Okay, can a supersized max colour be done easily on a Lowry stand? Does anyone know? Well, I've got 2 supersized max colours in my rotation, but I'm stitching them with hoops, and I do use my Lowry. It's just a case of, folding up the excess fabric and clipping it out the way. My stitching shelf on the long frame, I can put on the Lowry if I want, but I choose not to. So, but I'm pretty sure that anybody else can have a look at that for you. What kind of frame are you using, Woo Woo? Scroll frame? Oh, come on. Thank you. Scroll frame or Q-snaps or what? Because like I said, I use hoops mainly. So, but hoops are obviously not an issue. It's just that, you'll have seen from my whip parade today, if you've watched it, the supersized max colours that I've got Night Cafe and Daughter of the Deep, and they're both kind of, folded and clipped the fabric where possible. Use a Nerge. Well, I suppose theoretically, yes, it could be done, because like I said, I do it with my hoops with supersized max colour. But this is Daughter of the Deep. But as you can see, the side of the hoop, I've got lots of fabric sort of folded in. But this is obviously on 25 count, but all the fabric's folded up. So it is possible to do it with a hoop or a small frame. And I tend to use, for the thicker bits of fabric, I tend to use binder clips to clip the fabric out the way. I have a Larry use Q-snaps, definitely the best bit works, especially if you don't have dogs that want to engage in the stitching. Do you have the adapter though for your Q-snap diamond painting trucker? They have the corner. Is it a corner clamp for Q-snap? I don't know because I don't use Q-snaps. I think it's a corner clamp, isn't it, for Q-snaps that they have? And I've passed 30% on this one now. I think I put on about 4% today, which is quite a bit. No, I think I'm trying to find one. From what I understand, the corner attachment does make it easy with the Q-snap on a Lowry, but you know, definitely worth sort of asking about. There's a cross stitch stands and frames group on Facebook. It's literally called Cross Stitch Stands and Frames, and people often, you know, trade and, you know, buy and sell frames and things on there. A lot of it's mainly in the US. I don't know if you're in the US or the UK. But yeah, definitely worth a look, because somebody might just have a corner clamp going, so you don't have to pay, you know, full whack for it. And of course, having a look on things like Facebook Marketplace is helpful too. Thanks for the advice. To try and get the nerve to do one. You'll be fine, woo woo. You'll be absolutely fine. I've got two, and I'm not going to be finished until one of them's not going to be done till 2048 at the rate I'm going. But yeah, you'll be fine. Supersize Max Colors, if you've got to really love the design. And I'm fortunate because the two I've got, I love them. They're very different. There's the Daughter of the Deep and the Night Cafe. But because I love them, it's not going to be a problem, you know, spending years of my life doing them. Florica, you're working on Watching and Waiting Owl. Oh, sounds nice. Okay. So yeah, definitely worth a shot. We will get some binder clips as well. The only piece of advice where I would say is that if you're going to keep your fabric clipped in binder clips for any length of time, put a piece of felt or something, just in case, because these are metal and they would oxidize it given the chance. I mean, the other alternative is to find some soft fabric, well, it's a soft plastic fabric clips, which are much better. You know, I mean, I had more than these, but you know, kids have squirreled them. Well, certainly Lauren has squirreled a couple of them away. But these work on hoops, like here, just as well as they do on, you know, just clipping fabric up out of the way. Yes, I love the design, so I may just bite the bullet. Yep, go for it. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. You know you want to.
All right, Mrs. Doyle.
Stephanie uses the Lowry stand. She has the regular and the corner clamp. Use the regular clamp on 8x8 snaps and the corner clamp with the 11x11 Q snap. So there we go. There's a bit of advice about the Lowry. In Sweden, so I don't think it's going to be easy finding one for a reasonable price. Yeah, keep an eye on Facebook Marketplace. That would be sort of my starting point. I don't think I've ever seen any posts from cross-stitch stands and frames in Sweden, if I'm honest. Hi, Karen. You're not late at all. Happy New Year.
I don't know why people always insist on, saying that they're late. There's no such thing as being late.
It's a lovely Karen, my lovely friend, I think one of my longest supporters. Such a lovely lady. You are not late at all, my dear. It's wonderful to have you. I had to buy your Larry and import it in. Did you have to pay like import duty and stuff as well when you got your Lowry? Or was it before we left Europe? It's always good to see you, Karen. I hope you're doing well. So, yeah, we've just been having a nice chat about Lowry stands and encouraging supersized max colours. And you have to love the design to dedicate such a long time to it. It always reminds me about your Karen, the one that you did, the big one, which the name is gone. And it's awful because I've watched quite a lot of those videos. Knowing now you sort of love that design and, carried on sort of plugging away at it. It turned out wonderfully in the end. Okay. Right, why is that buffering? Ah, that's it. Stitches Retreat. Thank you, Karen. Okay, right, we'll get on that website there. Find yourself a supersized match colour that you love. Katinka ordered a Lowry stand from Germany to Sweden. Good service and not bad price. Oh, there you go. So that might be better for you, Diamond Painting Trucker. If you can get it from within Europe, you might not pay as much. Framing costs put me off stitching bigger projects. Yeah. It can be pricey, but oh, so worth it. Sandy managed to get a Lowry on Facebook Marketplace. Regular clamp with the frame adapter, £65. That was good. Really good. Fantastic. Yes, Karen, definitely your pride and joy. Beautiful piece. And I love watching it when you were stitching it because you did quite a lot of videos on it. And I remember watching a number of them and thinking, wow, that is just one superb looking piece. And of course, I was just like inspired then to look at bigger projects myself because I got one, but I wanted more than one. That's because of you. Already found only thing in my wish list. Brilliant. So what is it, Woo Woo? Are we allowed to know? I'm curious now. Hi, Maria. You are not late. Please don't apologize. It's a drop in, drop out, this one. So, don't worry about that.
one's ever late.
Nope, no one's ever late. And if you want to catch up, you can always go back to the beginning. But yeah, I see you in my dreams. Can't think of the artist. Sounds familiar, that one. Is it Josephine Wall, maybe? That is true. We'll have to find it by try once after. See you having a conversation about Q-snap sizings. I don't use them. I just got a Dubco table stand and really like it. Oh, that sounds good, Karen. I might have to go and have a look at those. You didn't get on with your Patoki. Was it your Patoki one that you didn't get on with? I have to say, I'm loving how quickly this piece is stitching up. 4% on this today already. It won't be long as this one's going to be definitely my first finish of 2024. Yeah, but Patoki just didn't cut it yet. They're quite expensive as well, the Patoki ones, aren't they? I think, you know, there are some stands that, you know, can be quite, you know, sort of cheap and cheerful and do the job. And then you get the middle range ones, but then you get the really, really expensive ones. But they have to work for you, don't they? They don't work, no point. I think, was it Omanic that had a sale recently for the Monstric? Pretty sure I saw that Omanic had a sale on, but I don't have an Omanic, so. At the cost of an Omanic, I don't think I'm going to get one either. I'm happy with my Lowry stand and my hoops. Same as my lanterns, nearly 50%. Yeah. I saw your picture that you put on Instagram, Sharon. Lovely. Looks absolutely lovely. I have to do some thread topping up soon. My master set, some of them are looking a bit skinny in there. Especially 310. I'm always using 310. I'm glad I've still got a big cone. The Dubco has an extra part that you can turn it side by side. Rather than flip up. Patoki only flips up, and yes, Patokis are expensive, right? So the Dubco is a bit more versatile then. That's something definitely that we'd look for in a stand. I mean, I only have the Lowry, but for me that's ideal because I only have a small space. If I had anything bigger, I would struggle. Only downside, dark fabric and cat hair. Oh, I feel that one, Sharon. I think Angel's cat hairs have been stitched into my pieces loads just lately.
Oh, haven't they just?
She's on the side of me to this side here. I've got my thread box, and then this is a cushion that the girls bought me. It's only little, you know, and on one side it's lovely velvet, and it sits next to me. I don't use it, I just sort of have it next to me, but the cat likes to sit on it. So, and she's taken to coming and sitting next to me just lately, hasn't she, in the morning?
It can be a little bit annoying, shall we say?
Yeah, because she takes up quite a lot of room. She's only a tiny cat, but she does take up a lot of room. Yeah. Genovia Art. Oh, I'll have a look for that in a bit then, Woo Woo. But yeah, since the dog has now gone home, the cat sort of comes down and she'll come and sit next to me in the morning because, as you guys know, I'm an early bird. I like to be up early. And she'll have a breakfast and then she'll come and sit next to me and sleep it off. But she'll stand up and turn herself around and lay back down again. And she'll do it 2 or 3 times before she actually settles. And then you can guarantee that she's half on the cushion and half on my lap. And, oh, excuse me, I'm moving my arm a little bit. She's a pest. We love her though, we wouldn't swap her. So those of you that have seen my whip parade today, hasn't Maui Princess come on in a year? Last year she didn't have a face. This year she's got a face, an arm, a bust. I couldn't quite believe it when I grabbed, Andy was grabbing the picture out of last year's video. I was like, wow, that's quite some progress. So taking it into the office and doing those extra bits at work, obviously, are helping. But next year, I'm only going to go into office 2 days a week. So I might be able to, I'll dedicate my office lunchtimes in any case to some stitching, whether or not that be my Princess or whichever one is next in line. If it's transportable, I'll take it in. But yeah. Just trying to work out how many stitches I've got left to go on Maui Princess. Got your calculator handy, dear?
I can have.
Please, because I can't use calculator on my phone when I'm filming.
What we're doing?
So 217,200. So 217,200.
Hang on. 217,200.
Yep. Minus 154,200.
63,000.
Yep. So 63,000 stitches left on Maui Princess. If I can do 500 stitches a day, it'll be about 4 months. But I'm hoping it'll be quicker than that. Yeah, she's looking amazing. And, it's one of those pieces that the pattern I'd had, and I had it downloaded for a while, and I was like, do I want to stitch this one? Do I love it enough to stitch it? I was tempted to get it out again and work on it this evening, but no, I'm sticking with it in regular rotation in office until this one's done. Maui Princess does have its share of confetti, but it does have a fair bit of block stitching in it. So, I mean, the hair is about 7 or 8 shades of red and orange. The skin is 2 shades, but then, around the little flowers and things on her bodice and so on, there's a lot of confetti. You wouldn't think it would be too confetti heavy considering the style of image that it is. but it's surprising, you know, just how much confetti there is in it. There's quite a bit around her eyes and around the black lines. So wherever there's a heavy black line, there's normally some confetti stitches either side of it in like dark greys or dark browns. I think just to kind of soften the lines a wee bit. I did have that massive montage that Hannah Lynn did. That was on Heaven and Earth Designs. That was one of the, I think it was one of the first supersized Max Colours, if I remember correctly. And it was huge. But I don't know if I've still got the pattern. I might have it somewhere attached to an email. Yeah, it is quite unique, isn't it, Sharon? But yeah, you wouldn't think that, you know, that around the back lines there'd be so many confetti stitches, but there are. Shame it would have taken no time. No, that's right, Sandy. I mean, when I take Maui Princess into the office, I do try and work on an area of block stitching because I don't have a lot of time and I certainly don't have my stand or anything with me. So I kind of, you know, stitch it just in the hoop, but, you know, try and keeping it to one or two colours is better than doing confetti stitches because I can get so much more done. So I do, generally speaking, try and get a bit of block stitching done on it when I'm in the office. Doesn't always work though. So it's been quiet this week as well because I went back to work on Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I worked from home. Wednesday I did the full day and it was very quiet. Normally we get in our department about 1,500 calls in per day. I think we had 200. Thursday finished a little bit earlier. It's like our, you know, like a little sort of Christmas bonus, I suppose, an extra couple of hours off. So I went and did a bit of supermarket shopping. And then Friday morning I was at the funeral, but then I went back into work in the afternoon and it was again incredibly quiet. People were like, oh, you're back in work after going to a funeral? I went, well, yeah, I'd sooner keep busy, you know. What are my plans for tomorrow night? So we're going to have a little bit of a buffet here. I'll stick to my slimming food. But we'll have a little bit of a buffet. And, you know, the Andy and the girls will just sort of graze throughout the evening as they want it. We're not doing anything particularly really. We'll probably have a drink, have the telly on. Whether we stay up for the bongs or not remains to be seen. We might do, we might not. Depends how tired we all are. Sometimes at New Year we've all been in bed at 9 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Other times, you know, yeah, we've been up. But yeah, we'll be having a nice little buffet. And then New Year's Day, my stepdad's coming over. So, and I know that one or two of you have come in after we've talked about this, but I lost 1.5 pounds this week at weight loss. So 3 stone, 12 pounds, which is 14, 28, 42, 52, 54.5 pounds. So I'm very pleased that in 4 months I've got to that point, and I got slimmer of the week again and slimmer of the month again. I'm going to get lynched.
You are. But it's good. It's good. All this slimmer of the month stuff is actually quite good.
Yeah.
Because it means you're doing what you're supposed to do.
I certainly am. The rest of the group, there's about 12 of us, or there was about 12 of us that turned up. The rest of the group, there was me and one other girl. She lost 1 pound, I lost 1.5. And the rest of the group between them gained 35 pounds. Gained 35 in 1 week. I was like, what have you lot been doing? Because I have not been deprived, and I've lost 1.5. Because like I said, Chinese food on Saturday. We had a buffet Christmas Eve when Andy's children were here, and I wasn't 100% good. Christmas Day, of course, I did treat myself and, even had a glass of wine and still managed to lose. I was like, how have you lot put 35 pounds on between you? What have you been, what? I don't even want to know. But I'm hoping that sort of somewhere between May and June / July, I'll be at target, I hope. And if it does start to come off a bit slower, then certainly I want to be at my target by August. Because that would be a year then that I've been going. And I've got another 54 pounds to lose. So I've got to do what I've just done again.
And I fully
Yeah, you have faith in me,
yes,
don't you, dear?
Yes, that's right. Well, I was trying to impart there, but it didn't quite work.
So, yeah, for me, New Year is just keep going. I expect there'll be a lot of new members in the new year. Well, we're hoping so. And I've had popped a post on my Facebook page as well for people local to me that, if they want to go, helping out My Lady advertising a group. It's a dreadful statistic. It's a slimming group. Couldn't agree with you more. But, I was just like, what on earth have they been, what on earth have they been doing to gain all that? Because if you work it out, sort of 12 of them, 35, that's about £3 each. Isn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
I think if I knew I'd possibly gained, I'd miss a week. Yeah. I think there had been a few members that had missed sort of the last couple of weeks, and people do drop out as it gets closer to Christmas because they're like, oh, I'm not going to go and pay for, my weekly subs if I'm just going to be putting weight on. But it's not just about, going off, you don't have to go off the rails. You just have to limit the damage. And I think that's really where I did. I mean, my meals have been cracking. I mean, Christmas Day, I had smoked salmon and scrambled eggs for breakfast. I had my roast Christmas dinner. But, I mean, I had a mince pie and I had some cheese and crackers. And I enjoyed them, and I thoroughly enjoyed them. And I don't feel guilty about it. And I just made sure that I were getting enough fluid. So don't get too scrawny. No chance of that. I am too thick set to be scrawny. I'm fairly solidly built. I have noticed, this is going to sound really weird, I have noticed that my shoes fit better. Because obviously for Robert's funeral, I actually wanted to wear shoes rather than trainers or whatever. And I got some shoes, and last time I wore them, they felt a bit tight. But my feet obviously are getting thinner as well. And then the bit, you know, where your bra strap goes around the side, it's not as fatty, not as lumpy and bumpy as it was. So I'm still seeing the weight disappear. I'm also pretty sure I'm getting top side of my fatty liver as well, because it seems to be less prominent just underneath my rib cage. Anna Karen says, yes, it's pricey. She got one, not even actually got it out of the plastic yet, because the regular clamp is okay with a Q-snap when I put a piece of non-slip in the clamp. Oh, that might be another idea for you, to put a piece of non-slip fabric in their diamond painting trucker. Can hear that rain coming down again. I think this rain's going to be in for the night. Don't you?
I think so.
Trying that seems like it's worth a shot. Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's the lovely thing about this stitching community, is that we all help one another with stuff like this. So you've got a question, you've got something going on, you're kind of wondering about it, ask the question, and there's always somebody around who might have a solution. It's such a nice community, this. It really is. That's unbelievable. Somebody's letting off fireworks. It's chucking it down with rain, and somebody's decided to let off fireworks.
Right, but it's tomorrow when it's supposed to be.
Although we really hope that they don't. Not all that keen on fireworks. Cat doesn't really like them. Stepdad's dog hates them. Oh, excuse me. A sneeze snuck up on me. So what's everybody else planning on doing for tomorrow evening, apart from stitching? Is any of you going to a party, or having a party, or going out somewhere? How do you bring in the new year? Do you have a tradition that you like to keep? I don't think we have any New Year traditions, do we, dear? Excuse
I
me.
think so.
Christmas ones, but not New Year ones. Christmas traditions in this house include a Chinese takeaway either Christmas Eve or, as it was this year, the day before. And a study game after Christmas dinner. We don't have any New Year ones. Apart from make a resolution that we're not going to stick to.
Wow. What can I say?
Sharon, your greyhounds were all petrified of fireworks. Yeah, I can remember my greyhounds were as well. I don't think Tony were too bothered, were he? But Chloe, certainly, she was petrified of them when we had her, God bless her. Cat just doesn't like them. She'll just go and hide under the bed. But to be fair, she hides under the bed on a normal day anyway. That's the only trouble if we do manage to go to bed early tomorrow, is that we might get woken up at midnight by flimming fireworks. My dog used to be very jumpy when there were fireworks, but he's deaf now, bless him. Just another day, you, Simba and Floss Tube. That sounds good though, Mrs. Miggins. You know, if you've got, you know yourself. I'm assuming that Simba's your cat
Might be a dog.
and your Floss Tube.
It's more like
It might be the dog.
More likely to be a cat with a name like that, isn't it?
Yeah. Diamond painting trucker. We usually have a party with friends, but this year we had the party yesterday. So some people want to celebrate with their family. Yeah. I think as well, it's fell on a bit of a funny time, hasn't it? You know, with it being on a Sunday. I think that's kind of put a few people about too.
It's on Sunday.
Hannah's
New
come down
Year's
to feed
Eve.
the cat. What's on Sunday? New Year's Eve tomorrow.
Well, I forgot about that.
How could you forget about that?
The cat has taken to hiding under my Christmas tree. She seems to like to hide, doesn't she?
Yep.
Are you feeding her?
No, that's how. She's bad enough. She'll live.
You're also getting.
My cat hides in my bed under the duvet.
Wish Angel hadn't it.
No, she gets on top of duvet, doesn't she, Angel?
When I'm in it.
When you're in it. But I was just saying earlier on, Anna, she's took to sitting outside of me on this cushion since you've been away.
But now that I'm back, you forget about that.
Yeah.
I'm the favourite now.
That's pets though. They'll either not be bothered or they'll be petrified and hide.
Hey, you got a mix pack? You get a mix out of Tesco? Where did you get a mix pack?
Your dog. My dog, originally my son's. I'm okay with that, especially as I was looking to have my daughter. Oh, yes. Of course, yes, you had your daughter, didn't you? I take it you had a lovely time then.
I'm aware of that. Has anyone seen my hairbrush?
Nope.
What the Lord put it? Have you seen my hairbrush?
Lauren had it.
When it killed Lauren.
Hairbrush quarrels. I couldn't find mine the other day. Turned out that Lauren had hidden it in her bedroom. Impressed I was not. You are?
Probably our hairbrush to a minute. I won't go to site.
I thought it was over there. It is. It's on top of. It's over there.
I'm not running away with that lavender.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm gonna push Mary out of the title. In the country.
Mm-hmm. Your son used to steal your mascara. Hannah used to steal my slippers, didn't you? Until I got you a pair.
I'm still going to.
How are you now?
Just wait till you're back in office. I'll split my time. I'll fit day with mine. I'll fit day with yours.
Tuesdays and Thursdays I'm in office from now.
It's alright. I'm normally in half of Thursday. Same in there can wear your slippers for half a day. Are you doing your live tonight because it's New Year's Eve tomorrow?
Yeah, that's correct.
I thought so. I got notification on my tablet that you were doing it.
Our two oldest dogs are fine with the fireworks, but this year we have a puppy and a kitten. Ooh, well, hopefully they'll be young enough to be fine. Yeah, I know we were saying. Hopefully they'll be young enough to be fine, but who knows, eh?
I do see that. That's go on the table for years.
Yes, thanks. It was wonderful. Her boyfriend came up travelling time, 3 hours, just to stay the night and leave early morning. He was 3 hours late going to Christmas dinner with his friend. Oh my goodness. I bet it was worth it though, Mrs. Miggins. Spend some time with family. There's nothing so valuable, is there? I mean, we went up to hospital to see my stepdad on Christmas Day because, you know, even though hospital staff were absolutely brilliant, you know, it's still nice to see your family, isn't it? So we went up, the four of us went up, and because you're limited to how many people can visit at one time. So two of us went in first, then we swapped out for the other two, and, you know, we spent some time with him, and I think he appreciated that. Oh, no, that's not right. So Christmas morning consisted of having presents, having breakfast, clearing away after breakfast, finalising the lunch prep, go to hospital, come back, then switch on lunch and have lunch. And then with my stepdad being in hospital for Christmas Day lunch, then we'll be having Christmas 2.0 on Monday because he hasn't had his Christmas presents yet. And we will have Christmas crackers and everything and, you know, make a fuss of him, won't we?
Second Christmas on New Year's Day, yeah.
Yeah.
And said it's New Year's Day. I told him it's not. It's second Christmas.
It's everything rolled into one.
New Year's Day could be Tuesday instead of that.
New Year's Day can't be Tuesday because I'm not here.
Don't matter if you're here or not. It's still a New Year's Day.
Listen, it doesn't really matter what and what is when. Because by January the 3rd, everything will be over.
Hey, January 2nd, everything will be over for me, Andy, because I'm back at work. Yeah.
I'll be somewhere in Suffolk.
Yeah, Andy's coming to Suffolk on Tuesday, Mrs. Miggins. So they'll probably be passing by. Whereabouts are you going to, love?
It's an area of Suffolk between Thetford and Newmarket.
Right, so there you go, between Thetford and Newmarket.
I'm staying in a place called Barton Mills.
Yeah, staying in Barton Mills. I don't know if you know that, Mrs. Miggins. And I'm going to the office. Andy gets all the glamorous stuff.
Glamorous? No, I'm not taking me stuff. How do you get glamorous, Nikki?
Well, it's more glamorous than going into an office, isn't it?
Anyway. I don't need slippers, Hannah. I've got some.
Can you two just not bicker about slippers, please? Thank you so much.
Well, Nikki, tell them the story about my slippers.
Yeah, so I bought Andy some slippers this Christmas. Now, Andy's always said, when I've suggested him buying something, like, 10 years ago when we were first together, it was a dressing gown. He was like, I don't need a dressing gown. I'm like, yeah, but dressing gown, everybody should have a dressing gown. And I bought him a dressing gown, and this dressing gown then became literally the best thing since sliced bread. And then what was the next thing? Was it your hoodie next?
Well, yeah, it was, yeah.
Oh no, long johns when it were cold.
The long johns come first, or did you?
Long johns came first. So
It's on top of the bread
it got very cold. It was very cold a couple of years back. And I said to Andy, I think when you go out to work, because Andy's delivering and he's outdoors, I think you could do with some long johns. Oh, I don't want a pair of long johns. I went, Andy, I think you need a pair of long johns because they'll keep you warm. Well, I eventually managed to persuade him because he came in one day absolutely frozen to marrow. So I got him a pair of long johns. So then the long johns became the best thing since sliced bread. The next thing was last year when I bought hoodies for everybody. And I said to Andy, you're having an hoodie. I don't need an hoodie. I've got my dressing gown. Yeah, but the dressing gown is one thing. The hoodie's another. Dressing gown you wear at sort of bedtime type of thing or after bath. Hoodie you can wear all day long. You need an hoodie. No, I don't need an hoodie. I went, right, that's it. You're having one. So I bought him, like I bought everybody, an hoodie. Well, the hoodie's the best thing since sliced bread. So then I said, the next thing that you need, because Andy's gets quite cold quite easily. So the next thing that you need is a hat. So when you're out and about, because you can lose, I think, about 30 or 40% of your body heat through your head. Well, Andy was going up to Humberside and it was going to be coastal and it was going to be very cold. And I said, you need a hat. Oh, I don't need a hat. Andy, you need a hat. Well, this was about a month ago and we bought Andy the hat. The hat is now the best thing since sliced bread. And he wears the hat all the time.
Because they're a current female, isn't
Yeah.
Don't forget the gloves, Nikki.
And the same with the gloves, yeah. But you've had gloves periodically, but particularly the hat was the best thing since sliced bread, weren't it? So then on Christmas, I bought Andy a new mobile phone and a pair of slippers, amongst other odds and ends. So the new mobile phone is absolutely the best thing since sliced bread. But as for the slippers, well, in my kitchen, I've got a tiled floor. So if you walk on it barefoot in the winter, it's very cold. In the summer,
It's still cold.
it's cold, but it's a welcome cold because it can be quite cooling to walk on a tiled floor. And I said to Andy, the theory is that it's the same with your feet as it is with your head. You lose heat through the soles of your feet. And especially if you're walking on that cold kitchen floor, it's just going to draw the heat out of your body and you're just going to feel cold. You need a pair of slippers. No, I don't need a pair of slippers. Well, I went and bought Andy a pair of slippers and I put them in his Christmas parcel. So the slippers are definitively now the best thing since sliced bread. So at any given moment, you might find Andy wandering around the house wearing his hoodie, his slippers and his hat, using his,
gloves.
sometimes his gloves as well, using his new mobile phone, but he's yet to put on the long johns.
Speaking of my phone, where is it?
Where you left it?
Give it back to him.
I can took it. On there.
Where?
Where?
Follow the wire.
Oh,
Why have you moved it?
I know.
It doesn't go there, Hannah. It goes there.
What's you noticed?
so Andy's realising that
I did.
when I said to him, you need this because it'll keep you warm, I'm right. Aren't I, dear?
Yes, love. Yes, apparently all these garments which Nikki has bought me were actually needed.
Although you didn't know it because you kept saying, I don't need this, I don't need that, I don't need other.
Wait
And
till his birthday, he's getting slipper socks.
I need slipper socks.
You getting them? And all.
Right.
well, that's originally what I was looking for was slipper socks.
To be fair, I did get some new socks for Christmas as well,
Yeah.
and them together with these slippers are absolutely brilliant.
But the
So to be
slippers are
fair,
the
I
absolute
don't
mutts,
need
aren't they?
I don't need slipper socks. I think I would if you got me them, I'd probably overheat.
You know what you do need?
What?
Travel slippers.
I don't need travel slippers.
There's no such thing as travel slippers. Good grief.
We're gonna buy him a pair of slippers that he's gonna have them put in his suitcase when he goes away weekly.
I don't need a pair of slippers, Hannah.
But how will you keep you warm otherwise when you're away?
Well, you see, the thing is about hotels, Hannah, they have heating.
So do we.
Yeah, but we don't put ours on unless we absolutely have to because, you know.
Just listen to this going on
money.
between these two.
Yeah, but still, we have heat.
It's all
I
good
know, but
fun.
we don't put it on because, like I said, money.
We don't put it on because we are sensible with the amount of time it goes on.
Yes, it's currently not on right now,
We
even
don't
though it's
put
quite
it's
it
not-
on, but it
but it's all right 'cause it's been on.
periodically, though.
Mm.
Yeah,
Comes
but
on.
Hannah,
So you're
Hey,
putting
Hey.
the
Come on,
difference is though, right, that when you go to your granddad's, you turn his heating on all day and it's on high all
no,
day.
no, don't you dare.
Right, that's enough now. Thank you.
That's not what we're talking about here.
Is it not?
No.
Dear, oh
Sounds like
dear.
it.
Having a debate about putting heating on now. It's good fun living in this house some days.
I'm sure they're enjoying this little, back and
I've
forth.
had new notes since Boxing Day. I've only put them on twice, maybe 3 times.
There's still more than we've put ours on extra.
I've bless you lot.
Mrs. Miggins doesn't know that area where you're going.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Bit further south though, because she's North Norfolk, isn't she?
Yeah. Oh well. I'm sure you'll watch all 8 episodes and be thrilled by them. So
Maybe.
I won't.
one of them, I'll give you a little preview for those who are interested. One of them is the supposedly where Boudica lived.
Oh.
I thought Buddha were Indian.
Boudica.
Queen Boudica.
What's different?
She was a British queen.
Live really.
Do you even history, bro?
Hannah,
No.
you did history at school, right?
Yeah.
Did you never do about her?
No.
Okay, to Wikipedia for a quick potty history.
Not right now. Well, not while I'm still streaming. Do it after, God.
Just getting it ready.
Hannah's going to get a history lesson in a bit.
I'm not really with it. We should your little thingies you got, Mum.
What?
Your little thingy.
On my flash tube on Tuesday, love.
Oh.
I don't think I'll quite get this one finished by the time I finish.
Which one's that one?
I saw some more.
Yep, go and have a nice soak there, Sharon. Happy New Year to you as well. Thank you so much for coming and joining me. Much appreciated. And I hope you have a lovely evening tomorrow.
empty.
I need some 936 out as well, I think.
What colour's that?
It's like an olive green, dark olive green. I'm running out of it. Oh.
What are your plans with New Year's?
My plans in the new year. Carry on exactly
Hmm.
where I left off at the end of this one.
You got any New Year resolutions?
Yeah, stop making New Year's resolutions. Because nobody ever keeps them.
Never keeps them there.
Mind you, my resolution is to continue with my weight loss, which is a given anyway.
And to continue with your stitching.
Well, of course.
So what if you're going to continue with YouTube?
Well, I've done 3 years. I may as well make it 4.
I'll do a couple more.
Yeah. Ah, yes. It's been good to have a little break, but I am so ready to get back into it.
Yeah, you've had a week off, haven't you?
I've been bored. I'll be honest with you, I've been
I can tell you've
bored.
been bored.
I've been really bored.
I know that you've been bored because you've been eating more.
I know, you can tell, can't you? Well, you know what that means?
You have to come Slimming World with me.
No, please do that. Just need to walk around more, don't I? Like I always do.
If you were bored, should have come to the took Casey for a walk.
The only problem is that Andy's got a far sweeter tooth than I have. Haven't you, dear?
See this? So it's a fuel tank, this.
Like I said, you could have come and took our Casey for a walk rather than sitting here eating all the crap you got for Christmas.
Well, possibly, but
And
Uh,
our kids are probably going to block you anyway.
I am going for 90 minutes today. But then, all being well, next Sunday, a week tomorrow, we're starting that bit earlier. We might go on a bit longer, depending on how much we have to say.
You're a bird.
Sorry?
You're a bird.
Am I a bird?
You're a bird.
No, why?
Because you're flapping. I might just finish this leaf there. I've got almost 2 rows of this colour to do.
I was attempting to hold on until the end, but I'm gonna have to go to the toilet. So
Okay, no worries.
Wait, I know what you're going for.
never you mind.
No,
I'll take these with me.
toilet. Is it a or
I'm gonna be
I didn't see that. Is it a that one?
yes.
Oh, you have it.
Oh dear, now we're having another debate. I'm so sorry, guys.
I'm sure they find it funny. I'm sure they find it funny.
I could mention intricate details.
Oh my God, no, don't, Hannah, for goodness sake.
You won't see me or hear from me until the new year now. So
Right,
happy
okay.
New Year, everybody.
Yeah, that's Andy going off and wishing you all Happy New Year. I am still going to be here a few minutes
January.
longer.
I did.
Bye-bye.
Look at that. I'm still having a bit of trouble threading my needles. I seem to have a real bother with them today.
Maybe your eyes are going to lose your ears.
You know, sometimes I usually do it just mainly by touch, and sometimes I can do them instantly, and then other times I'm faffing around with them. It's a real pain in the neck. Oh, gone.
But we still got some of them little multi-pack cereals in cupboard.
I don't know, honey. You'll have to go and have a look.
No, I think it's morning. I'll have a look at morning if I'm bothered. Give me that one, stick some biscuits.
So why ask now?
before I started the conversation. It was a bit too quiet.
Yeah, we don't mind. Yes, I've done quite well. I've put some extra stitches on this one today, and I'm not far away from 32% now, which is good. I'm not going to be able to finish with this thread though. I'm going to have to thread up one more, just do these last few stitches, and then we'll call it a night once this leaf is done. Don't like leaving it part done.
I will have a diamond painting. If I started one colour, I need to finish it before I put it down.
Yes.
A certain colour.
Mm-hmm.
It's nowhere I get it from there.
Yeah. You get all your best qualities from me, Hannah. Okay. Another 8 stitches to go. Thread up for 8 stitches. And then we get ready for the New Year festivities tomorrow. And normal service will then resume. Excuse me. Okay. I think I've definitely got a couple of thread fill-ups to do. Might get Hannah digging out the cones for me tomorrow. She's good at that. And we are about there. So I will wish everybody a very happy New Year. And I do hope that you have a pleasant evening tomorrow. Thank you for coming and joining me this evening. It's been wonderful to see so many of you here. And don't forget that next Sunday, the 8th, is it the 8th? No, the 7th. The live stream will start a fraction earlier at 7:30. That's that elm leaf done. So let's have a stitch count. Okay, 313. That's been good. Oh my days. You wouldn't think there were that many stitches just in that little leaf, would you? 313, and that's done. So thanks so much, everybody. Take care, and I will definitely see you on the next one. So Floss Tube will be out Tuesday as usual, 2 Stitch with Me's Wednesday and Friday, and then back live on Sunday. So take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now, everyone.